Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Lautoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Coca-Cola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, Prime Minister tells Thai-level chiefs to move on from the past. Border control systems upgrade at Nadi Airport. And caught on camera, CCTV footage shows break-in at supermarket. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Apparently, thieves who broke into Nine's supermarket on Sunday either knew the shop well or had learned the layout before the robbery. Police spokesperson Ananai Soro says they have some strong leads in the case. Vosita Kotewasawasa reports.
Police were amazed at how well the two thieves knew about the inside of the shop.
Our investigators are looking at the CCTV footage, and one thing that we have been able to determine is that they were very well aware of where the cameras were. From the time that they entered the shop to they spent at least a good 20 to 25 minutes in the shop, and that whole time they never looked up at the cameras, or they were just fully aware of where the cameras were.
Naisoro says that judging from the security footage, there was someone guiding the two who were inside the shop.
That's an angle that we're looking into because that's one of the main points that we picked up just by viewing the CCTV footage, that if it was just a random robbery, the person would have walked in and would not have been fully aware of where the cameras were. So we're just exploring some leads at the moment.
Naisoro adds a team is now working to chase up leads that could result in the arrests of the robbery suspects. Anyone who has any information regarding the robbery should contact their nearest police post or police station. Vasita Kotewasawasa, FBC News.
The Electoral Commission will meet with political parties, potential donors and NGOs throughout the week. Commission Chairperson Chen Ban-yang says the meeting is in line with their roadmap, which includes ongoing consultations with stakeholders. A meeting with the political parties and potential donors is scheduled for tomorrow. On Friday afternoon, the Commission will meet with NGOs currently engaged in civic education. Yang said this is their second round of meetings since the Electoral Decree 2014 has been promulgated. Fiji is stepping up its game to counter criminal activities and catch illegal immigrants by improving border control systems at Nadi Airport. The Immigration Department has spent close to $50,000 to improve its computerized integrated border management system by installing 2 new servers. Christopher Chand reports.
Fiji is an attractive tourist destination, but it is also attracting international criminal activities like drug smuggling and illegal immigration.
The need to improve border security, facilitate the mobility of people, and to guard against irregular migration are national objectives which every country shares. Fiji is no exception. The launching of this IBM server today is proof of the Fijian government's commitment to the fulfillment of this objective at a national level.
The launching of the 2 integrated border management system servers here at Nadi Airport will improve border security.
The IBMS, which was launched and implemented on the 11th of April 2013, last year. It's now 12 months down the line. The system is an integrated system whereby all the different modules, passport module, the permits module, visas, and all the different modules are integrated. But along the line, since we found out that there were some teething issues.
The solution was to purchase servers. This would help boost data retrieval, and from today the system is more advanced.
Now, when it's scanned, it will really lessen the time for a passenger to arrive, processed, and then out of the gate when one is cleared. So these are the benefits of it.
Immigration Fiji says they are yet to find the total number of illegal immigrants.
We are working with ITC and all the other, and even informatics, if the exact figure can be retrieved, and right now we don't have an exact figure.
In the past, arrival cards were manually recorded. The modification now gives border authorities a more efficient way of keeping data track of visitors and staying on top of suspected transnational criminal activities. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Coming up, Mahendra Chaudhry trial adjourned.
Gonga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo talita kana borong en Mbula FM. Number 2 en sere su.
Kau buat itu gara-garaki au rebot juga nistima au ndau talita kana barong en Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji, Mbula FM number 2 en Singatoka.
Bola bina Teranoga, Mbula FM number 2 Tikonga.
Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Na Mbula FM kerake talitaki. Gonga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo talita kana borong en Mbula FM number 2 en sere su.
Kau buat itu gara-garaki au rebot juga nistima au ndau talita kana barong en Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji, Bola FM number 2 en Singatoka.
Bola bina Teranoga, Mbula FM number 2 Tikonga.
Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Soldiers of the RFMF have been reminded not to become involved in any sort of politics as Fiji heads to elections on September 17th. The message was conveyed to soldiers at the Commander's Parade at Queen Elizabeth Barracks in Suva yesterday. Eleanor Tarangai View reports.
It's the first parade since a change in the leadership at the helm of the Fiji military forces. It's an opportunity for the newly appointed commander to speak to the soldiers as the country prepares for elections over the next 5 months.
Security for the people, the polling centers, election officials is the duty of the Fiji Police Force. No member of the RFMF or any military officer is to take part in any work for elections.
Brigadier General Moses Tikoitonga has also made it clear no military personnel is to be involved in the elections campaign, adding it is the military's duty to protect the government that the people choose.
I am stressing to you all, you have the right to be a member of a party, but not an official. You have the right to listen to any political meeting so you can be better informed to make your vote on the day.
The military commander also reminded the soldiers of their obligation to support the government of the day and that it will only distance itself when it comes to politics.
With the current government, the military has a duty towards it to carry out the work that it requires us to do, whether it be development work, security tasks, or anything that the government wants us to do. We will do it because we are the RFMF and we support any government of the day, but we will not involve ourselves in its political affairs.
Brigadier General Tikoitonga says the military's duty is also to protect the constitution as it is the supreme law of the land. He says if some political parties are saying the constitution should be changed, then there are processes to follow as stated in the constitution itself.
It is the RFMF's duty to see that this process is adhered to, and if it is not, the RFMF will fight for the Constitution. We will stand by the Constitution, we will protect it and keep it.
Brigadier General Tikoitonga also stressed to the soldiers that they should use the opportunity of serving in the Middle East as a means of developing their lives.
It's an opportunity to prepare for your children's further education, an opportunity to build and own a home for your family, an opportunity to save money for retirement. Unfortunately, some of us are not even keeping their health in check in order to get deployed.
Rotations for Fijian soldiers serving in Sinai were conducted a fortnight ago. Rotations for those in the Golan Heights will be held soon, and rotations for those serving in Iraq will be done towards the end of the year. A total of 1,040 military personnel are being deployed in Sinai, Iraq and Golan. Eleanor Tarangai View, FBC News.
The trial of Mahendra Chaudhry will begin tomorrow. Suva High Court Judge Justice Madigan today swore in the four assessors and reminded them not to be swayed by media reports because there will be lots of coverage. He told them to be sound in their judgment. Chaudhry is charged with 3 counts relating to alleged breaches of the Exchange Control Act. It's alleged between November 2000 and July 2010, Chaudhry had 1.5 million Australian dollars, or over 3 million Fijian dollars in Australia, without the consent of the governor of the Reserve Bank of Fiji. Chaudhry had earlier said that this money had been given to him by the Indian government. The state is represented by Counsel Clive Grossman, while Chaudhry is represented by Queen's Counsel Peter Border. 3 men charged with robbery and rape in Rakiraki have waived their right to counsel and will represent themselves in court. Peter Natekuru, Laitia Nalawa and Chale Fatiaki appeared in the Lautoka High Court this morning. It's alleged the 3, armed with K-knives, broke into a hotel villa in Rakiraki on March 10th, robbed a Canadian couple and raped a 57-year-old tourist. Natekuru faces 1 count of rape, while all 3 men face charges of aggravated burglary and theft. They've been remanded until April 29. Road taxi drivers who have been operating illegally for up to 30 years have formed the East-West Taxi and Tour Services and are finally part of a licensed business. Their former practice of running an illegal service at night will become a thing of the past because members are being issued with 205 permits. Savara Tambua has the story.
This taxi company is made up of people who used to operate under the radar because they didn't have permits. All that's changed now, with East-West Taxi and Tours being issued new permits for 200 members.
We want to praise the Bani Marawa government for giving us the opportunity to facilitate the permits that we are about to receive.
We are now earning more income since our services are legalized.
After many failed attempts to become a licensed business, the company finally came to the attention of the Transport Ministry earlier this year.
They already done the interview to the LTA by lot. Already have done 60 interview already. And now we try to reduce how many have to go in the lot, like 23 first. And next month we have to get another 30.
The 205 taxi permits will be individually owned by members of East-West Taxi Service. 23 permits will be issued after the service launches in 2 weeks' time, and the rest will be issued once paperwork is finalized. For 3 decades, these Fijians have hidden from the law, operating in secret so they could put food on the table. Now they are all set to drive into a better future. East-West Service will operate in the Suba-Nosori corridor and stretch into the west. There also have plans for a branch in the north. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Sports is up next and Lena joins us. What have you got for us?
Thank you, Jackie. We have details of the upcoming Pacific Nations Cup, and competition is heating up for the 2 home teams in the OFC League.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा सा।
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot. देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi tangi taupo में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singatoka, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम वहीं लंबा सा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है।
Mirchi FM, bon julum julum.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC Sports. The 2014 Pacific Nations Cup will be played in 2 pools for the first time this year. With the addition of Samoa, who skipped the tournament last year, the 2014 title will be contested between Canada, defending champions Fiji, Japan, Samoa, Tonga, and the United States. The North Pacific Conference sees Canada, the USA, and Japan do battle, while in the South Pacific Conference, Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga will face off. Fiji's first match is against Tonga on June 14th, before playing Samoa on June 21st. The final of the tournament sees the winners of the 2 pools clashing in November. It's bulking up time for the Fiji bodybuilders as they get toned and ready to flex at the Mr. Baksh Classic in Suva on Saturday. This will be the first of 4 local championships this year, used to identify Fiji's most defined bodybuilders, those who could win us medals at the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea next year.
1, 2, 3, go, flex!
Bodybuilding is a sporting art. And while it's not the easiest of sports to prepare for, the Charman's Bodybuilding Club wants to set the platform for the future.
For the new boys, it's good for them to start off from the club games till top level bodybuilding competition coming up for Pacific Games. So we better build up to the root level right now. So new boys are coming up very slowly. It will take years for them to come up. So we are the older players, we are helping them to come up.
Many title wins are held by Charman's bodybuilders.
For our last competition was on November. Mr. Fiji, won by Tashi, Leonard Tashi. He won the Mr. Fiji. So we started from there last year, and now we'll try and get more medals for Charman's versus Mr. Bucks.
Fiji only managed a silver medal at the last Pacific Games through tough man Vonuriti Randua. Making way for younger competitors, the standing Mr. Suva has opted to skip the Bucks Classic and focus on his form.
I'm gonna try to take a medal in the South Pacific Game next month.
So with gold in mind, Charman's is flexing and toning for the upcoming Pacific Games. And after some burn, this could be the crew to achieve that goal. With just under a week to go for the start of the OFC Champions League football competition, hype is building for the two home teams. As Indra Singh reports, Vodafone Nandi and Vodafone Ba have the hopes of a nation on their shoulders.
In just under a week, the Nandi and Ba football teams will take to the field to do battle against the rest of the Oceania region.
They carry a certain level of respect and mana, if I can use that word, wherever they play. And hosting their group at Govan Park in Ba is a huge advantage for Ba. And they've got to be favourites to get through to the last four. And we all know that Ba supporters turn out in big numbers for their team. And look, with the likes of Asea Vakatalasau, Avanesh Tuami, these are players who have got extensive experience in international football, club football, Oceania football. They're going to be difficult to stop with that big crowd behind them.
There have been times when the Fijian teams have fell short of the pinnacle of Oceania football tournaments, which Watson says can change.
Along with Nandi, they've both got a big opportunity to make this a really big year for Fijian football.
Nandi has already declared its hand for the tournament, which was supposed to include a Brazilian, but this will now not happen.
No, definitely no. We will use our own players, except Lee. Nandi will be fitting with all the Nandi players.
The news coming out of the Jet Setters camp is that they have already selected their captain as well, which will be goalkeeper Benyamin Matenengara. As the countdown continues, the overseas teams start arriving into the country this week for the battle in Lautoka and Ba respectively. It's up to the Fijian teams to step up and make our sporting nation proud. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Cricket teams from the Lau group continued their battle at Albert Park today, eager to stamp their mark in the Lau Conference Easter qualifiers. Featuring this week are teams from Como, Oniata, Mode and Lakemba. They are fighting for the top 3 spots that is available for the Easter Championship. Como and Mode were the big winners today.
It's a 50-over format. It's what the national side plays overseas in terms of our world ranking matches. We've adopted all the playing conditions and rules that the national side normally uses on tour, and this is just a start to ensuring that the people in Fiji and our cricketers are playing the correct format.
That was FBC Sports for tonight.
The Fiji National Provident Fund has signed an agreement with Marriott International to manage the Fiji Marriott Resort at Momi Bay, which opens in 2016. FNPF Chief Executive Aisake Taito says this is a milestone for the Momi redevelopment project, which is critical to the fund's investment reform. He says Marriott brings a new internationally recognized brand to the Fiji market, and they're determined to produce a new tourism, contribute to the economy and create jobs. Main construction work at Momi Bay begins in the second quarter of 2014. We've got weather up next with Genevieve.
Hi, Jackie. Looking at the map, most major centers had fine conditions this morning, but alas, they didn't prevail. Ironically, Suva started the day off with showers and then enjoyed sunshine later on in the afternoon. A very simple explanation for you regarding rainfall. It's caused when water particles located in clouds grow and become heavy, then fall from the clouds. 28 degrees Celsius in Savu was the coolest temperature today. Compare that to the 2 degrees Celsius in Toronto, Canada right now, and I'm sure you'd be very grateful for that number. Some afternoon cloudiness in Lambasa tomorrow. Aside from that, a lot of sunshine to look forward to. For mariners, you can expect moderate to rough seas and southeast winds to be at 15 to 20 knots. Now here's a great view of the Central Business District, and this was sent in by someone who was nice enough to think of the weather segment during their tea break.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Quick look at our headlines again. Upgrades for border security networks at the Nandi airport, and CCTV footage shows how thieves robbed a supermarket at Sports City in Suva. This week's poll question, we're asking: should women form their own political party to contest the September 17th elections? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news tonight. Until tomorrow at the same time, good evening.
Bula FM rek tale taki.
Gonga elambasa Bula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo tale tak na borong na Bula FM number 2 na sere su.
Kau buat tu geraki au rebot juga ni stima. Au ndo tale tak na borong na Bula.
Tala bina Fiji Bula FM number 2 singa toka.
Bula bina era roga. Bula FM number 2 tikoga.
Bula FM number 2 na sere.